bitch. Is that better? Is bitch better? Is bitch better? Is bitch better?
Hey, bitches. Welcome back to another episode of Bitches Better. I'm your host, Raven, and this is a very special episode. So, you know how Mariah Carey unthaws after Halloween and it's officially Christmas season, and that's her season? Like, it's her time of year? Well, that's this for me, okay?
It's time.
This is the first Love Island episode of Bitches Better of 2026, season 8, everybody. Y'all know I live for this, and it was killing me to not have been watching the premiere live with everyone. As you know, I've been in Paris. I was scrambling to figure out how I could get it downloaded to make sure that I could watch on the plane. And Antonio had to do the whole VPN thing and whatever, and you know I'm scared of that. But we got it. I watched it on the plane, took my little notes, and here I am recording Thursday morning. And, we just got home like around midnight. So I slept for a little bit, woke up, recorded this. So you've got this episode now. And then I'll watch episode 2 today when I'm done with this, and I'll get that recap to you later today. And from there, I should be back on track with my daily episodes. And like before, I aim to get them out to you before, like, by noon every day. And as far as my regular episodes go, Housewives, Summer House, Southern Hospitality, The Valley, all of that, those will be coming throughout this weekend. I can't promise a certain day right now, but just know I'm working on them and they're coming very soon. And I appreciate your patience. Now, before we get into it, I just wanted to remind y'all that I am on YouTube now. So please go subscribe, even if you don't use YouTube like that. You would just really be helping me out. I'll be honest with you. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers to be monetized. Okay. And I'm almost halfway there at this point. So, yeah, you know what? Thank you to everyone who already subscribed. That was really great. Like, I just created this last week. So that was really cool of y'all. And I'm having a lot of fun over there. I'm having fun chatting with y'all in the comments. So, I was scared to do it for whatever reason, but I'm happy that I finally got on there. I'm happy that I did it. So join me there. Also, you can head to patreon.com/bitchesbetter for ad-free and bonus episodes, as well as a monthly Zoom happy hour. And you can follow me at Mainly Raven on Instagram and Threads. Fair warning. I won't be on there much for the next 6 weeks because I refuse to let the deranged fans burst my Love Island bubble. Um, this is my favorite time of year, and I will have a good time regardless. So, yeah, for my thoughts on everything, just make sure you're subscribed to all of my things so you don't miss an episode. Now, I didn't get to do my usual initial thoughts and predictions episode before the season started because I was out of town, but that's okay. It it seems like there was a lot of drama going on. But I do want to share just like a couple of brief thoughts, just about a few of them at least. So I was talking to friend of the pod, Tane, host of the Altar Call MAFS podcast, about the cast. And she made such a good point about all of the Islanders. She was like, they look like different versions of past Islanders. And I was like, oh my God. And now I can't unsee it because I definitely felt like some of them looked familiar, but I couldn't place them. I am not good at that. And it makes me crazy, but whatever. Just a couple of examples. Trinity is like another version of Serena. Kenzie is like Deb Chubb, and Vasana is like a brunette Vanna. And speaking of Vasana, apparently there were some videos of her saying the N-word, so she had to go home before she even stepped foot in the villa. Tragic. But why are you saying the N-word? And how do you still have those videos out there? And how didn't the producers see this beforehand? How are the fans finding this and not y'all? You know what I mean? Like, do they just love casting non-Black people that insist on using the N-word? Are they just trolling at this point or what? Because it's getting weird, you know? And it's like they want these obsessive fans to go searching for stuff, and it's wild. I feel like it's one thing if it just comes up organically or whatever, but to go on the hunt I don't know. It just feels weird to me, like, just watch the show and have fun. This is supposed to be an easy breezy show. I almost feel like they should stop posting the cast before the show airs because people are getting too crazy. Like, I know they do it, they want the engagement, they wanna get everyone excited, but, like, it's getting too crazy, it's getting too intense, and I just want everyone to have a fun, flirty summer the way God intended. But also, stop saying the N word if you aren't Black. What is wrong with you? When will everyone learn? Like, I just don't understand, but whatever. Let's get into the episode. First question for y'all. How did y'all feel about the intro video? Because at first I didn't like it, but then I watched it again and I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. I mean, it's cheesy, but like I feel like that's the point. Kenzie was getting her life in it though, wasn't she? She was doing those splits on the bed, all the dancing. It's like, okay, you're a dancer, we get it. But I think that I prefer the stupid intro that they do on Love Island UK instead, where they have them like at their day jobs and then they like rip off their clothes and they're just in their bikinis and then they like head to the villa. So which one do y'all prefer? Let me know. Did you like it? I don't know. Also, let me know if you think that Vasana already filmed this music video with them and they had to go back and cut her out. I'm just curious. So we have Kenzie and Anaya that come into the villa first. Anaya is 23. She's from Tyrone, Georgia. She's very pretty. She's a Virgo. She has the same birthday as Kendrick. So that's a plus for her. Great. I like her. Kenzie is 25. She's from Kennesaw, Georgia. She just graduated from nursing school and she is here with her bangs and she's excited. Very high energy. Again, she's a dancer, if you couldn't tell in the intro video. And let me tell you something right now. If she breaks out one single salsa move, like Curtis from Love Island UK, I'm gonna lose it. Kenzie, I'm on your side right now, but don't piss me off, okay? Because dancers always want to show off their moves. Like Curtis, you've seen him, he can't help himself. But also, I mean, it's not just him. Remember Danica, also from UK? She did it too, and I left her down, but like, relax. Relax. So, Kenzie is a Gemini moon, and she thinks that's why she's emotional at night. And then I was like, "Oh, that's not oh, no." But I said, "You know what? Okay, girl, I will give you that. I don't know anything about astrology. I don't know what any of that stuff means or who is like what. I just know that I'm a Scorpio and people are always slandering us. When I say I'm a Scorpio, people are like, "Oh, you that's all I got." And then next we have Melanie. She's 24. She's from Philly, but she lives in LA. She's Dominican and she doesn't believe in saying, "I'm a girl's girl." She said it's a red flag. And if you call yourself a girl's girl, you're not one because a woman that actually loves women doesn't have to say that. If you if you call yourself a girl's girl, you're literally the opposite of that, actually. And what's the opposite of a girl's girl? Is it a pick me? Or are those 2 not related? Tell me in the comments. Either way, I like Melanie. I was just sitting there like, "I know that's right, Melanie." Watch her end up being the biggest pick me we've ever encountered in the villa. Mel, please don't let me down. Don't make a fool of me, okay? And next up, we have Trinity and Beatrice. Ooh, that's hard for me. She said you could also call her Bea, which is what I'm gonna do. So she's 25 and she's from San Diego. Tall, dark, and handsome with a mouth mullet is her type. I said, pardon? What the fuck is a mouth mullet? I had to look it up. It looks like a mustache, and then the hair like comes down on the sides of their mouth down to their chin. So, like a beard without the hair on the sides of the face, almost. Like, there's gotta be another name for that though, right? Because mouth mullet sounds disgusting. I hate it. So, Bea was born with a birth defect, so she has a prosthetic leg, and she's got a great sense of humor about it. She said that she, like, pulled her leg out in a haunted house when they said they were gonna cut her to pieces, and she was like, "I'm already in pieces." And I had to laugh because I went to high school with a guy like this. He was in my art class, and I cannot tell you the amount of times he would pull his leg off and be chasing someone around with it around the fucking classroom. It was so stupid. Shout out to him. I hope he's doing well. But Bea is a Paralympian. She's won medals and everything, and she's so casual about it. I really like her vibe. So then we have Trinity, she's 22, and she don't like nothing ugly around her, okay? I said, "I know that's right." And she quit her hardware job to come here. She's like, "Yeah, people were coming up to me in there asking me about plumbing." And I was like, "Girl, I don't know nothing about plumbing. I'm a personality hire." And I'm like, "Well, yes, of course." How did you end up working in a hardware store, Trinity? How did we get here? I need for you to explain that to me. But I love her already. Oh my god, and then Ariana in this black dress with her dark hair. Bitch, I screamed on the plane. Well, it was more like a yelp, but I definitely made a noise because how dare she? How dare she come in there looking like that? So fucking good. I'm so excited for all of her looks this season. I can't wait. So, they do their little meet and greet with Ariana and they talk about their past relationships, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? I do love that Ariana acted like it was a big deal for Trinity to quit her hardware store job that she was a personality hire at. Like, she will be fine when she gets back home, okay? God forbid she's the first one to go. I'm sure they'll take her back or she will find something else. Look at her. Look at her. If she can get hired at a hardware store and she don't know nothing about it, she can do anything. What can't she do? Okay? Also, if you've been listening to me for a while, you'll know that I've had so many jobs, more than I can count. If I tried to make a list of them right now, I know I would be forgetting some because some I didn't make it past the first day, okay? And this was when I was younger, of course. But I'm just saying like I've quit jobs for much less. I quit in the middle of my first day because the vibes were off. I said, "I gotta go to the bathroom," and they never saw or heard from me again. And that's just one instance. I could literally do a whole episode about that, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. Anyway, Kenzie is so excited. She is constantly showing all of her teeth, whether she's talking or not. I see all 32. She's adorable. So then we get the boys, and Bryce and Sincere come in. Sincere is 25 and he is from Cape May, New Jersey. And I can't prove it, but I know that he applied for Love Cabin on Zeus. He applied for Love Cabin and he applied for Love Island, but he just ended up getting this one first. And you cannot tell me otherwise. All right. And if you know, you know. Now, he is silly and goofy because he signs his emails sincerely sincere. Sincere, please. And he was raised by women, so he knows how to respect women. Listen, he didn't say that, but he alluded to it. He's like, "Oh, my mom and my grandma raised me." Like, "Okay, got it." I'm sorry, I hate him already. I do, I hate him already. His hair tells me everything I need to know about him. Also, his time on Love Cabin that he didn't actually have, but I've imagined it. I don't like him. No. Next up is Bryce. He's 29 and he's from Hawaii, but he lives in LA and he claims to be a model. Calvin Klein at that. I said, okay. He's a handyman as well. Did y'all notice the good, hard-working American song playing in the background while he was talking about being a handyman and fixing garbage trucks? I said, guys, please. It's a bit heavy-handed here. But then I said, you know what? He is a hardworking man, and we do need more of that. So shout out to him. I'll give you that, Bryce. I will give you that one little thing. Next up is Charlie's brother, Zach. He comes walking in with his accent, and I said, "Oh, brother!" Literally. Nice suit, though. I will give him that. I love the suit. So, Zach is 26 and he's from England. He brings up One Direction when he's talking to girls. Like, this is part of his pickup line. I guess it works for him. He thinks his girl is American. Insert my thoughts about bringing in people from other countries on Love Island. And it's not just Love Island USA. Like, stop putting Americans on Love Island UK and Australia. Stop putting people from the UK on USA and Australia. If they don't even live in the same country, what's the point? Not everyone is going to pick up and move to a different country like Tony from last season of Love Island UK. She was the first American on Love Island UK, and she actually won, and then she moved out to London. Unfortunately, her and Cash broke up, but she's hosting the Love Island UK After Show podcast now with Yaz and Shakira, so not bad, actually. I not be proving myself wrong. No, she's an exception, okay? Back on track. So then we've got Sean. He's 29 and he is from a bunch of different places and he is fine. Okay. And he has a really nice, bright smile, but unfortunately, he's a cop and that is just no, you know? He says people call him Officer Sexy Pants. I bet they do. He says he loves a fat booty. Who doesn't? And then he says he was in a 10-year relationship and then he went crazy on the dating apps and ended up having a baby. I said, huh? I need to hear more about this. I need more details because what? So then he says 3 years ago, he got someone pregnant, and 2 years ago, he had his only child, which is a very weird way of saying you have a 2-year-old. Sean, are you good? Why do you say it like that? And the child's mother is from Pennsylvania, so she moved back there after she had the baby, and he followed. And everyone is like, "Aw, no, aw." Yeah, go take care of your fucking kid. I'm not gonna clap for you for doing what you're supposed to do. Like, you're not a child. You know what? New rule. Not new. I say it every time it comes up. But no more parents on Love Island. Okay, I'm sorry, but no. It makes things more complicated and serious than they need to be. Take that over to Love is Blind or something. Actually, no. Don't take it there either. That's even worse. Okay. If you go on a dating show and you're a parent, Married at First Sight. Well, hmm, it's the most serious one, I think, and that's saying something. Never mind, strike that from the record. If there is a matchmaking show other than Married at First Sight, that seems like a good fit. Oh, I'm glad we could talk that out together. Okay. Now, real quick, we have to talk about Sean's cop job. So apparently, he quit to come on Love Island, and the mayor of his town had something to say about it. Yes, the mayor. He said, our police department spent a lot of time training, and we paid thousands of taxpayer dollars to send him to the police academy. We are disappointed he left as we now have another vacancy in our department that is impossible to fill until next year. I never thought I'd see the day in America where reality show participation wins out over being a police officer. I'm sorry. Do you put out a statement for every police officer that quits to go do something else? Because I just really doubt it. This is so fucking weird and out of line. And weird again. That mayor is a weird ass, raggedy bitch. What an absolute freak. I never thought I'd see the day in America where reality TV show participation wins out over being a police officer. As if a police officer is like a dream job, like everyone strives to be. Like, open your fucking eyes, bitch. It's happening. It's 2026. Where have you been? And it's not just a reality show participation thing. This is Love Island. It's life changing. And from what I hear, police officers don't even really be getting paid like that. You don't pay those people enough. People go to work to make money. Yes, there are some people who truly love what they do, and I think that's beautiful, but they're the minority, okay? The point is to make money because bills, right? Sean is fine as hell. He belongs on Love Island, not being a cop in fucking Pennsylvania or wherever he is. And he's going to make money after this, more than y'all were ever going to think about paying him. So shut the hell up. You sound like a bitter loser, actually. And I think you should get into your office and do some research about why you can't keep people in your fucking department, bitch. So, that is so ridiculous. I can't get over it. So Sean's mom heard this and had something to say about it. She said, this is Sean's mom. and the statements made by these officials are disappointing, and they missed a huge opportunity to make a positive impact. They did not spend taxpayer dollars to send him to a full academy. He came with 4 years of experience to Northern California, where he was a sheriff deputy. Contra ooh, Contra Costa County Sheriff Department paid for him to attend a full academy. Yes, they spent some, but they are making statements that do not tell the whole story. So they're a bunch of lying ass bitches. Also, I think it's interesting that they say he resigned because he was told to put in leave before going to go on the show. And then after arriving in Fiji, his leave was denied. I think when the mayor I think when the mayor or anyone is speaking on something, especially something about another person, it is important to share all the facts. I stand with my son. I support him fully and I do proud of him and I'm proud of him. Period. And you know what? I stand with your son too. Not the same way you do, but I stand there with him because I guess he's not a cop anymore, so that helps. That's very helpful. All right. Casey is 23. He's from Fresno, California. He's a nursing assistant at a nursing home, which is very sweet. And he wants to be a nurse practitioner. He is a cutie. Um, None of these guys were particularly my type, but if I had to choose one, it would be him because Sean is fine, but the cop thing would throw me off. I'm not gonna lie. I realize he probably isn't one now because of that bitch ass mayor. Um, but if I was in the villa and I had to choose one of them to couple up with, it would be Casey. Who would y'all couple up with, by the way, if you had to choose someone in the villa, knowing what you know about them in there only, no outside stuff? Um, okay. Sorry, I got myself off track. Okay. Casey says that he's never left a woman unsatisfied. Oh, brother. Remember when Jeremiah said that last season? It was like, you have to stop saying that. I want to hear from the women. Okay. You don't get to be the judge of that because you don't know. Thank you. And then he said something like, if you wanna play and play games, we can do some fuckboy shit, but I'd rather be a lover boy. Casey, this sounds like a threat. Is it? Because now I have my eye on you. And let me tell you something. He is gonna show his ass every time a bombshell comes in. And he's gonna super show it if he sticks around for Casa, mark my words. So he says, he's enjoying his freedom, but he'd give it up for the right girl. And I said, mm-hmm. Again, I got my eyes on you, little cutie. Now, they play the kissing compatibility game. So Ariana asks them questions, and there's these giant doors with different answers on them. So the girls are on one side and the boys are on the other. So they're going to step in front of the door that has their answer, and they have to kiss whoever is standing there once the doors open. So the first question is, what's your favorite sex position? Missionary, doggy, or cowgirl? So at the missionary door, there's Anaya, Casey, and Sincere. At the doggy door, the doggy door, Trinity, Bea, Sean, and Bryce. And at the cowgirl door, Melanie, Kenzie, and Zach. So, they all have to kiss each other. And then they're getting very graphic about why these positions are their favorites. Okay. Bea's like, pull my arms back, pull my hair back, show me how much you I can really feel. Manhandle me. I was like, oh my God. Well, right then, girl. And then Sean is like, oh, hell yeah. I love to pull hair, grab the neck, spit in the mouth. And Bea was like, yeah, the Holy Trinity. I said, oh, these two are going to fuck. They have to. They have to, and I think they would have a very nice time together. I do. Most importantly, I want it for Bea. She seems very horny, and I want her to enjoy her summer. Okay. So the next question is, what type of person are you? Dog, cat, or plant? At the dog door, Sincere, Sean, Kenzie, Bea, Anaya, Melanie. At the cat door, we have Trinity, Bryce, Zach. They all kiss. Trinity really liked her kiss with Zach. And then Casey is alone at the plant door because he's not being totally honest about what he likes. He said he said he has a plant, but he was trying to be edgy and he knows that women love plants. And I said, you know what? That's what you get. You're starting with the games already. So the next question is it okay to check your partner's phone? Never, sometimes, always. At the never door, Sean, Anaya, and Bea. The sometimes door, Casey, Zach, Bryce, Kenzie, Melanie, and Trinity. Melanie said Casey is usually the type she goes for, but she always ends up with no man messing around with men like that. So she's not doing that shit again. And I had to applaud her because often these girls and guys, they'll say that shit and then they still go for the same exact thing. Like they cannot help themselves. So I was like, okay, girl. Um, and then Kenzie said that she was super attracted to Bryce, like initially, but after kissing him, she was like, ugh, because he has a turtle tongue and it was a turnoff. And I said, well, yes, gross. And at the always door, Sincere is standing there alone, like a freak. What do you mean always? Anyway, the last question is, are you here to have the summer of a lifetime? Everyone goes to the hell yeah door, obviously. So everyone is making out with everyone. And it's quintessentially Love Island. It's perfect. It's beautiful. I love it. Please note, Sean has been devouring the girls this whole time. He's got wandering hands. He's pushing them up against the wall and everything. Whew, it was a sight to see. Complimentary. And now it's time to couple up. So the girls are going to stand in front of the door of the boy that they want to couple up with. Now, I just knew that no one was going to be at Bryce's door. Come to find out, Trinity is standing at Bryce's door. Imagine my surprise. Apparently, they're vibing, and the turtle kisses were good for Trinity. But thanks, I hate it. And then Bea is behind Sean's door. No shock there. They were kissing all night. They seemed into each other. They have chemistry. And what did I just say? They're going to fuck. All right. I don't think they'll be together for a long time, just a good time. And that's what's important, but we'll see. No one is behind Casey's door. It's not funny. It's just, it happens to someone every time and it's so embarrassing. And I just have to laugh because I don't know what else to do. And then he really made it hilarious because when he opened it, his face was shocked. He literally looked like a shocked emoji. He was like, oh, that shit empty. He's like, "Oh, shit." Scratching his head and everything, like, looking people, like, closing the door, opening it to make sure no one's there. He can't believe it. And I can't either. Like, I don't know what these girls are on. Like, and Melanie, shout out to her. I guess she was serious about trying something different than her usual type. So shout out to her. But poor KC. So now he has to go to the reject bench. I hate that for him. So Anaya and Mel are behind Sincere's door. He chooses Mel. I figured he would. So Anaya has to go to the reject bench with KC. I hate it. Kenzie is behind Zach's door and Ariana's like, "Oh, why did you stand behind his door or whatever?" And she was like, "Oh, I like his accent. I like his dark features. We have a lot in common." Kenzie, what do you have in common? You like dogs? Like, please relax. You just met. Just leave it at you like his accent and dark features. That's fine. So Anaya and Casey end up together by default. And Casey said he was expecting Anaya to be behind his door anyway. And I said, oh, interesting. But that's good. So he's into her and I can't tell what her deal is just yet. So then Ariana's like, welcome to the best summer of your lives, or something like that. And there's fireworks and they play the theme song from Siesta Key. And I said, oh, I missed that show. Did anyone else watch it or was it just me and Kaya? Let me know. Oh, but what a show. Okay, moving on. So after, the recoupling, Zach and Kenzie are talking and she's liking him so far, but she's like, I'm gonna keep my guard up because I can't really read him, which is smart because that's not a great sign. Okay, but we'll see. So then we have Trinity and Bryce. So Bryce was talking to Trinity about like how he fixes garbage trucks whenever he's, not doing his modeling jobs or whatever. And he said he feels insecure about it. And she was like, no. I like that. Exactly. And shout out to Fly Chai. You know what she always says? Men must work. Okay. And they must work hard. We like that. And Trinity was like, no, it's a nice change from men doing photo dumps and OOTDs and shit like that. And while I don't personally know any men like that, I can only imagine how much of a turnoff that must be. These men wanna be bad bitches so bad. Apparently, they're, like, dancing on bars and tables and stuff too. Like, I can't. I saw it with my own eyes on TikTok. Ew. Not Trinity making me come around to Bryce because he works with his hands. The bar is in hell. The don't worry, I won't be fooled. I just I like that he works, but I won't say that I like him, okay? We'll leave it at that. Anaya and Casey. So she said that her dad played in the NBA and he like played for all these teams. And I'm like, are you not going to tell us his name or like, I feel like if he was like a superstar or something, she would have. So that tells me what I need to know about that. Sincere and Melanie talk. They bond over being Eagles fans. Great. Sincere doesn't know how to make eggs. Not great. This is unacceptable. Okay, you're 25. Eggs are the first thing you learn how to make, I feel like. And I'm sure that he's been spoiled by his mom and his grandma, but you gotta teach the boy how to cook. Okay? This is ridiculous. I don't care what football team you like. If you can't make breakfast, the most important meal of the day and my favorite meal of the day, you gotta get the fuck on. And no, I'm not teaching you. If I have to teach you how to make eggs, I feel like I have to teach you everything, and I don't have time for that. I told y'all I did not like this young man. I don't like him. Moving on, Sean and Bea. So Sean is very turned on by Bea's athletic, medal-winning ass, rightfully so, and she's gorgeous. Oh God. But apparently he loves country music, and Bea was like, "Ew." I would acquire a new disability and become deaf before I listen to country music. I said, "Fair." So now Sean is a country music loving cop, and it's tragic. It's not looking great. Sean, don't piss me off. Seriously. Seriously. So the girls chat in the dressing room and Melanie says she's got a lot in common with Sincere and they understand each other's humor because they're from the East Coast and she feels shy around him. Cute, whatever. Kenzie likes Zach, but apparently he said he's never dated a blonde before. And I said, well, he's not about to right now either because she is not a natural blonde. But okay. Anaya says Casey is cool and attractive, but she needs to feel him out a little bit more. Fair. Bea says Sean being a dad is a red flag, and she avoided that at home. And I said, oh, well, maybe they're not gonna fuck the way that I hoped. I don't know. I don't know. So the boys chat. Sincere is feeling Mel. Zach says the chemistry is a big thing for him, and that's not there right now with Kenzie because of the blonde hair. He didn't say the hair part, but it's true. Bryce is super into Trinity. Sean is super into Bea. Great. In the morning, Trinity is like, I don't know how I feel about Bryce. He's so LA. He likes avocado toast and stuff. And I need a Southern breakfast, some grits, some waffles. I said, my girl, I've been saying this shit for years. Avocado toast is cute here and there, but I need grits. I need eggs. I need bacon. I need toast. Don't play with me or my breakfast. I need fuel and you're trying to be cute. No. You know what? New rule. Avocado toast has been a staple on Love Island forever, okay? I get it. That's fine. We don't have to get rid of it. But put some grits in the villa for these people. And don't forget the heavy whipping cream either, because that's essential to making creamy, delicious grits. If you don't know, now you know. It'll change your life. So, anyway, the boys bring the girls breakfast. Great. Casey and Anaya talk, and Anaya's like, I'm big on fairy tales and I want a Prince Charming. Grow up. I hate when grown people are talking about fairy tales in that way. It's not real. And I don't mean like she should settle for whatever. She should get what she wants, but fairy tales are they're fairy tales. It's not real. Like, it's totally fine and realistic to want and expect to be courted and everything like that, the chivalry, all that. Like, you absolutely should get all of that. You should be treated well, respected, everything. But it gets to a point with the fairy tale shit for me. Okay. I it has to stop. So anyway, they're vibing, they're kissing in the photo booth. And actually, he kissed her when he brought her breakfast too. And I can't really read her. To me, it seemed like she wasn't super into it each time it happened. Or maybe she was just surprised and not expecting it. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Sincere and Melanie talk, and she's like, "Hey, explain the always checking your partner's phone thing from the game last night. Cause what?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I didn't mean like crazy always checking your phone, but you should always have access to your partner's phone, but not just like having all the passwords. That's crazy. That's where I draw the line." And I was like, "What?" That's all crazy to me. Does does always having access to your phone mean if you ask to look at something on my phone and I just hand it over without worry that you're gonna see something that you shouldn't because there's nothing there but reaction photos and pictures of Miles on it? Or is it like, let me do a random scroll through your texts and Instagram today because I feel like it? Like, I don't get it. Why would you need to do that? I just feel like the moment, that you feel that you have to go through someone's phone, you gotta get out of that relationship, situation, whatever. It's not normal, and I feel like that is something that's been normalized, and it shouldn't have been. Denormalize denormalize that shit. Everyone's always yelling about normalizing stuff. This, mm-mm, y'all gotta stop doing this. But I wish that she would have pressed him more, like, what situation do you think it's okay to go through the phone? Like, what prompts that? What makes you do that? Or something like that. Because I wanna know what he thinks. But no, they just start making out. So, fine, that's fine. So, Bryce is worried about stealing Trinity's youth. This is so dramatic because she's the youngest one there and he's the oldest. And I'm sorry, it's just when he was so serious too, but it just was hilarious the way he worded it. And Trinity said that she's never dated anyone like him, and she also doesn't like kissing. She said she gets the ick from her own saliva. And I said, "Oh." Maybe that's why she enjoyed the kiss with him because he barely was putting his tongue in her mouth. If she was just with the little turtle tongue, and maybe that's what she can handle. But Trinity, girl, I gotta tell you something, and you're not gonna like it. You're on Love Island, so you're gonna have to do a lot of kissing and a lot of swapping saliva. And if the producers still hate us the way that I think they do, they're gonna make you do one of those disgusting baby bird food challenges. Like, you're gonna hate it here. So, I don't know. I don't know. So Zach and Kenzie, he told Kenzie that she's not his type because he doesn't like blondes and she does not appreciate it. Okay. But again, she's clearly not a natural blonde. So I don't know why she's so offended. But also, the whole blonde versus brunette thing is wild to me. I guess I more understand like the dark versus light features thing, like your eyes or whatever, because I mean, your eyes are your eyes. It is what it is. But hair color can be changed, so it just feels kind of dumb. But what do I know? It just blows my mind every time I watch Love Island because it's such a big thing on there. Like, this is a thing. And maybe it is outside of Love Island too, like in real life. I don't know. I'm black, so there's no blonde or brunette, you know? It's kind of foreign to me. But the giant doors are back, and they have to decide whether they want to stay in their current couple or explore other connections. So, if you stand on the green dot, that means you want to stay in your couple. If you stand on the red dot, that means you want to explore other connections. So, once everyone has decided, they'll open up the doors to see what's up. So, with Bea and Sean chooses to stay. And Bea chooses to explore. And I said, well, yes, because she said, him having a kid is a red flag. Did she say that to him yet? No, but he'll find out eventually. So then over to Kenzie and Zach. Kenzie chooses to stay and Zach chooses to explore. Not surprised. Not surprised by Zach, because he said she's not his type. But I am surprised by Kenzie because she was just talking about how, she wants her person to be all in on her and attracted to her and tell her she's beautiful and all of that. And Zach isn't doing that. So let's move on from him? Trinity and Bryce both choose to explore. No surprise there. Anaya and Casey both choose to stay. And I was a little surprised by Anaya, but I think that's because, like I said before, I can't read her, but obviously she's into him, so good. I think they're cute together. I like it. Melanie and Sincere both choose to stay. No surprise there. And then two new bombshells come in, Kada and Gabriel. Gabriel, fine. And so is Kada. These are bombshells, everybody, because as we know, the bombshells, they don't always be bombshell in the way that they should be. Okay. So the people standing on the green dots that chose to stay in their couples are out of the running with the bombshells, basically. So Gabriel takes his shirt off and he goes through and kisses the girls in that were standing on the red dots. So that's Bea and Trinity. And then Kada goes through and kisses the guys that are standing on the red dots, which is Zach and Bryce. And then they walk away with the red dot people. And I'm assuming that they're going to the hideaway, but I don't know. We have to wait for next episode to find out. And I said, oh, excellent premiere. 10 out of 10. We are so back. I am so happy. Oh, and my usual rules apply to this season as well. And that is if I come across an episode that I just can't talk about for at least 15 minutes, I won't be doing one and I'll just lump that recap in with the next one. It only happened one time last season. So I doubt that it'll be a thing this season. If it is, maybe just once again, but just fair warning. Otherwise, I'm on my daily recap shit. But like I said at the beginning, just because of my travels, the recap for last night's episode will be out a little later today because I need a minute to get caught up and get some more sleep and all of that. But it's coming. And after that, we should be back on track. So I will talk to y'all again very soon. Love you. Bye.
Bitch. Is that better? Is bitch better? Is bitch better? Is bitch better?